Hi, I'm James the Light Guy, and today we're going to be taking a look at another set of LED replacement headlight bulbs. Today's bulbs are from RACBOX Lighting, and they are in the D series of xenon replacement bulbs. This base plate has notches that match up with the D2 series of bulb, this semicircle and square cutout, as well as cutouts to match up with the D2C and the D2R base types. It is constructed from a single billet of machined aluminum. It is incredibly robust, and there is a threaded hole on the back. There are threaded holes in the heatsink, and every bulb comes with a set of these tiny set screws. These screws can be placed inside these threaded holes and adjusted so that once the base plate is installed in the vehicle, you can put the bulb into the base plate and adjust that seating distance to get the best beam pattern from your particular housing. These bulbs were incredibly over-engineered for longevity. Starting at the back, we have the wires that come from your vehicle. Since this is a retrofit for the LED system, it won't use the same connector as a D2S bulb, so an adapter will either need to be made or rewired. Then we have a small brain box. This has a series of diodes in it to prevent reverse polarity damage, as well as a CAN bus corrector, so that if you have a smarter vehicle, it will recognize this as a functional bulb and not give you a light out warning. Moving on to the connection between the wire and the bulb itself. This is my only complaint about the bulb, that there is not a lot of strain relief on the wire here. The shroud for the large cooling fan at the back is not a piece of stamped aluminum like many of the other bulbs that we've seen. This is actually a fairly thick piece of machined aluminum. They did not skimp out on the engineering of the bulb itself. It has a rather large aluminum heatsink, which comes up to here. Then a second aluminum sleeve is fitted over a copper heat pipe. The thermal efficiency of this bulb is incredibly high. I was running these earlier for nearly half an hour, and it barely got warm to the touch. Up at the top, we have panels going around in every direction. There are 6 panels. On each, there are 6 PCS chips. All of these chips have an overlapping field of illumination, resulting in a perfect beam pattern. I have one in this housing here. You can see that when we turned it on at 14.4 volts, it started at 3 amps. Now, as this warms up and reaches a thermal equilibrium, that will drop down to 2.7 amps. While it is reaching that thermal equilibrium, you can hear the cooling fan is actually pretty loud, but given that it is inside your engine bay, it is not noticeable and completely unable to be heard over the sound of a running engine. Now, how bright are they? I compared them in this exact housing to these Koito genuine xenon bulbs with the genuine Koito ballast. I used our regularly used lux meter and measured from 15 feet away, centered left to right, and 4 inches down from the cutoff line of the beam pattern. The genuine xenon bulbs measured in at about 430 lux. Meanwhile, these RACBOX LEDs measured in at 650 lux, nearly 30% brighter. I then wanted to double check my findings and moved the light sensor across looking for any dark spots. Both of these bulbs produced incredibly even beam patterns with no significant dark spots or peak bright spots that were in excess of their surrounding areas. Without any hot spots to question, and both with ideal beam patterns, I can thoroughly recommend these bulbs for use if you're looking to replace a factory xenon or D2 series bulbs. RACBOX Lighting does offer these in a number of other bulb types, but I have not taken had a chance to take a look at those yet. You saw that it did drop down to nearly 2.7 amps before I turned it off, which puts these at 40 watts, which is, again, slightly higher than the 35 watts of a factory xenon series, but below the 55 watt of a halogen. I hope that you did enjoy this video, and if you did, hit that like button for me. Leave me a comment below if you have any questions, and consider subscribing to the channel and ringing the bell to be notified of new videos. I plan on using these in these housings for a upcoming build, which is going to be very interesting. It's going to be something special. I hope you guys will join me on that journey. In any case, that's all the time I have for today, and until next time, I'm James the Light Guy.